Question 2, Part 8. How does your media product engage audiences? So, my main target audience is for women, especially in the ages 16 to 30. My psychographics are that they have to be interested in fashion trends, current events, they will have an artistic outlook, they will think that fashion is a way of self expression and that fashion could be a community, and that they prefer quick tips and everyday fashion over more complicated concepts. Now, to appeal to my audience, I decided to do a target audience interest survey. So these are some of my results. For aesthetics, my target audience show a high preference for streetwear and Y2K. I decided to use this Y2K preference in my overall look in my magazine, mostly the color hot pink, as is one of the most iconic colors in the Y2K style. Now, while this is my topics or sections they will be more interested in, and they really like the everyday styling and outfit inspiration, and the one that they kind of less like was the celebrity style interviews. So what I decided to do was to follow more fashion conventions with the style of interview for the concept, but within the topic it would be talking about everyday styling and outfit inspiration, as my fake celebrity is talking about uh, personal style and how to have these quick tips for their personal style. We can see some of these things in here. Uh, the color of the hot pink, the decided of these artistic outlook that I was talking in the last slide, using the 90s and the 2000 reference to the Y2K, using more terminology that is more young, Gen Z, clinger, messiness, clutterness, the oversize, and fashion as a community. So, and some entertainment features that I decided to use in my magazine was the use of quotes, the visually appealing design, which I achieved through the use of different fonts, sans serif, serifs, more cursive, italics, bold, and for the colors, I also decided to use contrasting colors with the black to create these more dynamic and visually appealing design and a quote that will impact my audience. Now, some of the unique values of my magazine is that it shows fashion as art. As you can see here, how draping techniques are turning into garments, almost architectonic pieces. The Art of a Clash article that was in the last slide about use of color and patterns. Fashion as a community, with the fashion communities article, with this more honest narrative that would attract more these younger audiences that want this refreshing take in the fashion industry. We can see these in the model off duty um, article that talks about the behind the scenes of the modeling industry, the use of colors that goes again with this Y2K style, and the use of bold visual elements like the brushes. Brushes are not typically used in fashion magazines, but I decided to use it to have this much more artistic view and much more artistic effect that will attract those persons who are interested in art. Now, these are some other of the results, like what were their feature content they would like the most, high quality pictures, and quick tip like hacks, and the layout they would like the most, their brand preferences. And so I decided to apply all of these in my magazine. So for brand preference, in the case of the captions in which I have to put what the model is wearing, I decided to put a luxury brand as it was the most conventional, and my audience didn't have a preference in the brand. And I decided to use a much more colorful and full of intricate details. Layout as it was what my audience liked the most, with the colorful details with the hot pink and the intricate details with the brushes, and the high quality photo editorials were spread to the magazine. These are some examples like I was talking to you about: the intricate details, the colors, the use over here of high end brands, high quality pictures, and overall, I decided to use not only the hot pink color as a reference to the Y2K aesthetic, but also to appeal to the gender side of my target audience, women, making this a much more feminine look with the delicate type of blend with the gradient, and also pink is stereotypically used to target women. And in my little article, we can see how did I apply that, because the least favorite feature that my audience put for the survey was the in-depth articles. So I decided to put the high quality pictures, which was the most voted, and short, easy to read paragraphs that would not overwhelm my audience preference. Question 2, Part B. How would your media product be distributed as a real world text? So my distribution strategy is divided into two parts: the physical distribution and the digital distribution. In physical distribution, fashion magazines are typically in an average cost of $4.99 or over $20 for vintage issues. My magazine, I decided to set a price point of $12.99, as is an in-between price of the convention, but it's affordable for my 16 to 30 demographic, specifically for those in the younger aspect of this range, and also it's a considerable price that will cover for the high cost of the color and details that are in my magazine design. You could buy my magazines in bookstores, libraries, newsstands, airports, supermarkets, and fashion boutiques that would align with my magazine's artistic brand. For the digital distribution, I research, and the majority of fashion websites have an average of $25 all the way to $72 for online subscriptions. They are typically have different plans, so I also decided to set different price plans. For my basic plan, which will be just the full access to the online website, will be $29.99, and for the total access will be $59.99, which will include the unrestricted online content, the print copies if the customer wants them to be shipped to them monthly, and an exclusive 6-month gift inspired by Vogue's membership perks. I saw that they give these gifts of tote bags for specific subscriptions, so I thought that something like that would be good for the full access plan. Now, for my social media platform, I decided to use Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and TikTok, as they are one of the most popular that fashion magazines use. Especially, I would like to use Pinterest, as it is a key tool for the magazine to show the audience this quick outfit inspiration and style life hacks. The content that will be featured in my social media accounts will be current events or trending topics and influencers that have this artsy and more fashionable style that will embody my magazine's creative spirit.